posting on my feed about the fentanyl. And I mean, she was in 8th grade. You know, my kids go to a private school. I called one of them because I was like so passionate about it. And I'm going to make it my mission here in Georgia in particular, to make sure that every school has Narcan, because Narcan reverses the effects immediately. It's one spray in the nose, wait a couple minutes. If you don't see a reaction, you do it again. It majority of the time does reverse the effects of fentanyl, heroin, and so forth. 2 to 3 minutes. So KJ knows. Exactly. KJ knows I'm like a lunatic. I'm very open and honest with my children, and they have made mistakes. So as you're well aware. But what I am saying is that, like, I'm going to use my voice and my platform. When I called this mom, who's, her kids are friends with my kids, and she's also like a teacher at the school. And I called her yesterday and I said, you know, listen, I want to talk to you about something that may sound crazy. I didn't send her the video. I said, I want to talk to you about fentanyl. I know the school. I have 2 in like the lower school, which is like, you know, K through 4th. And then the middle school is considered 5th through 8th? 5th through 8th. 8th, yeah. And so I said, I want Narcan in the lower school. I want Narcan in the middle school. I want Narcan in the high school. And so she said, I just want you to reach out, though, almost on my behalf. Can you just reach out and just like, because she's so influential at the school and so involved. I don't smoke weed. No, never. I'm too much of a control freak. That's why. I like my wine. I like my little 1 glass of wine. That's it. I'm just too much of a control freak, and I've seen what drugs have done to people, and addiction runs very heavy in my family, so that's why I kind of steer clear of that. But anyways, so I had this mom contact the school yesterday afternoon. As soon as I hung up with her, she did, and they responded back, and I posted it on my close friends, and I'm going to cross out some of the names and post it here. KJ, you need to go take a shower and mind your own business, but the school does have Narcan, and the security at the school does have Narcan. And I was like, you know what? That made me so proud. Because I don't know if you don't know what Narcan is, because actually she didn't. Yeah, 1 glass. I don't like to be drunk. My kids will tell you in their lifetime, they've maybe seen me twice. Like, I don't like that feeling. I'm too much of a control freak. But what I'm saying is that if you don't know what Narcan is, it reverses the effects of an overdose, whether it's fentanyl or heroin, and it can save somebody's life. And it's super important to have. So I called CVS yesterday, right? Because that's where I get my prescriptions, most of them. And I said, hey, you guys, I want to come pick up Narcan. I want to pick up 4. And she's like, why? I said, well, I read about an incident. She said, oh, Brielle? I said, no, it's not Brielle. I said, I just want to make sure that I have it. A month ago, when I was at my doctor's getting my annual like blood drawn or whatever, I love you too, you're sweet. I asked my doctor, like, because I have an EpiPen and nobody in my house is allergic to anything. Corey is to watermelon, but I have an EpiPen because one of Ariana's friends is allergic to peanut butter, and she had been here for like a year before we ever found out. And Tracy's like, do you know that so-and-so's allergic to friggin' peanut butter? And I eat it by the spoonfuls. So that kind of scared me. So I have an EpiPen. And so I asked my doctor, like, should I have Narcan? Because I'm so worried about all of these, like even weed being laced with fentanyl or anything like that. And my kids have so many friends, and I'm kind of the household where all the friends kind of hang out here. I'm the household where everybody goes on the weekends, where everybody sleeps on the weekends. And you just never know. Brielle was actually drugged when she was 16. And actually I was as well when in 2006-ish. Scariest thing ever. Thank God I have great people around me, but I mean, it happens every day. But it wasn't obviously with fentanyl, you know, it was the quote unquote date rape drug. But anyways, what I'm saying to you as a parent, it's our responsibility as parents to educate our children. If you don't educate your children, like my kids love candy, and I said to KJ and Cash last night, I guess maybe it was 2 nights ago, I said, you guys, I'm going to have you watch this story. I don't want to scare you, but I want to let you know what's out there. This is what it looks like. So I show KJ the picture of the rainbow fentanyl, which looks like sweethearts, right? So if you go to an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, 14, whatever, hey, you want some candy? And yeah, of course. Oh yeah, it looks fun. It looks like sweethearts. Let me eat it, right? So I explained that to them. I show KJ and Cash the pictures. KJ says to me, well, it has a stamp on it, so I would know that's weird. I said, not everything has a stamp on it. Not everything has a stamp on it. So you can never be too sure of anything. And Corey said something really amazing, as always. He said, KJ, if somebody's offering you candy, tell them to eat it first. You eat it first. And listen, it's scary as a parent, right? We're not with our kids 24 hours a day. All I can do is protect and pray. Try to protect and pray, right? Obviously, they're my heartbeat outside of my body. As a mother, and everybody that's on here, you know that as well. It's also our job, even as uncomfortable as it is. My girls are so open and honest, almost sometimes to a point where it's like, but I'm glad that they are, because I didn't have that growing up. And my mom would hand me like Judy Blume books and be like, hey, read Judy Blume. What is it? Dear God, I can't even remember the name of it off the top of my head. But anyways, I'm very open and honest with my kids because of that. But they're never too young. Atlanta is the heroin capital of the country. If you're on here and you're from Atlanta, it's the heroin capital of the country, Atlanta, Georgia. How scary is that? I know a mother who lost her son. I know another mother who just lost her son. I know that he used to do my hair to fentanyl. LOL, Judy Blume. I know, you guys know what I'm talking about? But when I was talking to this mom yesterday, who I asked to reach out to the school and she's like, I'll CC you. I said, cool, great, thanks. She said, Kim, you have such a big platform. You need to really talk to parents about this. And so, I feel like it's my obligation to make sure there's Narcan in every friggin' school in Georgia and beyond, because it can save a life. And kids don't even know. Even the kids that are probably passing this stuff out, they don't even know, right? So they're innocent little kids that have no idea and completely unaware of what they have their hands on. If their parents are doing it or people around them are doing it, they have no idea. So Narcan's a must in all your schools. If you're a mom and you're on here and you're listening to what I'm telling you, it's your obligation to make sure there's Narcan in the school. You're never too young. It can save a life, number one. Number two, you should have Narcan in your purse. It doesn't mean for your children. It could be a stranger on the street. It could be somebody in the grocery store. You can Google the signs and watch videos of people that are overdosing or are gone, no heartbeat, no whatever. There's a bunch of things. Obviously, call 911. I'm going to reiterate that anyways. So I really, you guys know I don't care what people think about me, because I actually really love who I am as a person. And I genuinely feel so passionate about this because I have 6 children, and I have one that's 25 all the way down to 8, and, different age ranges, and they do go to private schools, but private schools aren't, they're not oblivious. It can happen anywhere. Public, private, doesn't really matter. So when she said, this lady was explaining, if you didn't see her Dude Cowboy on TikTok, how they had lost 11 people to fentanyl poisoning in a 24-hour period. And I think 6 of them were under the age of 15. Under the age of 15. I mean, that's just crazy to me. So anyways, I've now made it my mission to use my voice and my platform. So Corey's not telling the person to take it. Some of you guys just run. And you wonder why people don't really get on here and speak things, because you just take every little word that they say and you just tear it apart. Yeah, we need to be educated on this fentanyl epidemic. You're 100% right. If you guys Google rainbow fentanyl, okay, God's in control, sweetie. We're all fully aware of that. But let's be real. This is a huge epidemic that's taken over so many places. So anyways, my point of joining the live tonight was thank you for everybody that joined the live on the Biermanns on Twitch. I hope it made sense to you guys. And you do not need a prescription for the Narcan whatsoever. You can go in and ask them for Narcan. It's usually free, or it's covered by your insurance generally. So all of you guys are asking how to get Narcan, I should say. So go into the pharmacy and just tell them you want Narcan, and you do not need a prescription. I do know that. So yes, you asked the pharmacy for it. I just called up there and asked them for it, and I said I wanted 4: Ariana's purse, Brielle's purse, my purse, Corey's purse. It is free in some states. And I'm sorry to hear about your stepson, Stacy Phillips. That's horrible. It's not a needle. It goes up your nose. The video on TikTok is Dude Cowboy. And she has she's a nurse practitioner. I don't recommend getting Narcan online. You can go to Walgreens or CVS, or in your state. Every state is different. Rating, everyone should carry. Yeah, so everyone should carry Narcan, and I believe in EpiPen, but that's just me because I'm a lunatic. Not Croy's Pert. Like, come on, guys. Like, fucking for real. I mean, there's drugs coming in every single day. It's a horrible epidemic that probably won't end anytime soon. So all we can do is take the precautions to prevent it or help prevent it. And so I'm going to end with this. Check your local school. Make sure your local nurse has Narcan. It may sound crazy to them, and I don't really care. At any age, this can happen to anybody at any age. So Narcan reverses the effects of fentanyl. And if a lot of celebrities that have died from fentanyl had this accessible or it was used, they would probably still be here. So anyways, love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will chat soon.
I was just coming over.
Oh, do you want to talk?